In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the total cost of a loan. When we're thinking about bank loans, often the factor that comes to mind in terms of how much the loan is going to cost is the interest rate. But there's actually a number of other costs that also contribute to the cost of the loan. And that's what we'll be looking at today. Some of those costs include stamp duty. Usually stamp duty is a flat rate. We can also have insurance. We can also have commission. Sometimes we have a loan establishment fee. And that's probably about all the costs that we're going to look at. So stamp duty, as I said, is often a fixed amount. Same with insurance. Sometimes commission is a percentage, sometimes it's a fixed amount. And the loan establishment fee also often a fixed amount. It's important that you understand if the insurance or the commission is a percentage, what to calculate that percentage on. So we're going to do a little example to illustrate how to calculate the total cost of a loan. These sorts of questions lend themselves to evaluating which sort of loan would be most beneficial to a customer. So comparing 2 or 3 different scenarios. So let's look at how we might go about calculating the total cost. Let's say, for example, we have a loan where the principal amount, the amount borrowed, is $5,000. The term of the loan is 4 years. The interest rate, as a decimal, 17% interest, so 0.17. We're now going to calculate, or we're now going to talk about the costs of the loan. So on this particular example, we're going to say there's a 4% commission. There's $22 stamp duty. Stamp duty is just an additional cost that's incurred at the start of a loan. Let's also say we've got $40 per year insurance. So to calculate the total cost of this loan, what we need to do is work out how much commission is going to contribute to the cost. The stamp duty is just a flat rate of $22, and how much the insurance is also going to contribute to the cost of the loan. So we'll calculate each of these values. We'll then determine how much interest will be incurred. We can then add all of those costs up and get the total cost for the loan. So let's do that now. The commission, it's 4%, and it's 4% of the amount that's borrowed. So we're going to say 4% of 5,000 on our calculator. We'll get $200. The stamp duty, we know already, it's $22, and the insurance, $40 a year, and it's a 4-year loan, so it'll be $40 times 4, which will be $160. So if the item that we want to borrow the money for is $5,000, and we also need to pay $200 commission, $22 stamp duty, and $160 insurance, then the total amount that we need to borrow and this is the amount that we'll calculate the interest on, will be $5,000 plus the other costs, which is $5,000 plus 200 plus 22 plus 160. So that'll be $5,382. $5,382. Now we can calculate the interest that will be incurred. We'll use our simple interest formula, since there's been no mention of a compounding period. The amount that we're going to borrow, so that's the amount that we use for the principal, will be $5,382. The interest rate, 17%, and the term of the loan is 4 years. So on our calculator, 5,382 times 0.17 times 4 years. We get an interest of $3,659.76. So the question asks us, how much do we need to pay back? What's the total cost of the loan? So what we need to pay back, the total cost will be the interest plus the amount that we borrowed the principal, which will be $3,659.76, the interest, plus the amount that we borrowed, $5,382, and we get $9,041.76. So the things to note here are that commission is charged on the cost of the item that we're purchasing, the $5,000. We add up all of those costs, we add that to our principal, and that's the amount that we use to calculate our interest. So the interest here is $3,659.76. To calculate the total amount that we're going to borrow, or that we need to repay, sorry, we're going to add the interest on to the amount that we needed for the loan. So that's $3,659.76 plus the $5,382, and that will give us the total cost of the loan. And that's how to calculate total cost of loan.